Hi, everybody. This is going to be a kind of a quick craftcast today. I guess they kind of all are quick, but yeah, so got my macrame tinsel jacket on. I love it. I love shaking in it. Y'all should have seen me earlier. I was shaking and dancing and basically trying to get out of a deep depression that seemed to onset this morning when I woke up. When I realized it was another day in this United States, whatever, it isn't even the United States anymore, but I won't get political, even though a lot of things are weighing heavily on my mind today with the recent DeSantis sending migrants to Martha's Vineyard, not migrants, immigrants without their knowledge. So check out Black and Bitchin', my other podcast with my niece, and if you're into that type of thing, political, just me being very upset. So I'm going to talk punch needle today. I've been doing some punch needle. Oh, I got this super cute bag, like very fall bag at Goodwill yesterday. It is like brand new, folks. And I'm loving it. I can't wait to carry it later to Evan's Orchard if I go there today, or to another pumpkin patch. Y'all know I love pumpkins. Y'all know I love pumpkins. The window is already October ready. It's already got last year's pumpkins that I made. That's crochet, that's macrame, that's an I-cord with a stick under it, which you can go back and look at other old podcasts or look at my YouTube tutorials to find out how to make some of these pumpkins. This is burlap, a piece of twig from the yard, and this is a macrame pattern that I show you how to make. It's a crisscross type situation. I got some vintage candlesticks up there, cloth pumpkin that I purchased from the Peddler's Mall, one of my favorite places. Some acorns I got from the Peddler's Mall. I be thrifting. And the punch needle I just did. So I've had a lot of coffee because coffee keeps me able to communicate, able to live my best and worst life, honestly. You take your pick if I'm doing worst or I'm doing my best, but I'll be right back. Okay. So I'm back because I need to regroup, but real quick, I'm going to talk punch needle. I'm going to talk earrings. I'm going to talk this work in progress. I already told you about the new bag I got. If you see behind me, this is the next work in progress, next macrame video, that how-to that I'm going to show you. I'm making pants, y'all. I'm making pants, and I've already put so much work into this. It's unreal. But so first I just want to say that I've been feeling so good the past 3 days. I went to the gynecologist. Actually, they're nurse practitioners. It's really hard to come by a doctor anymore in the United States, or in the places I travel in here in Kentucky. So my primary care is a nurse practitioner. She's wonderful. And then woman to woman, where I go for OBGYN stuff, also 2 nurse practitioners. One is better than the other. And so anyhow, I went there 2.5 weeks ago, when I felt like my menopause symptoms coming on again. I went from menstrual to menopausal again. And I think I've talked about it in this podcast because I am a menopause truther. I want to tell everyone out in these streets, all women, what it's like, and men, and they, non-gender, but non-binary, what it's like. Menopause for some of us is so debilitating. It's like having a serious illness. And it has been that way for me. And I didn't realize until my first stint with the over-the-counter medication for menopause, estrogen, and my recent last couple of days where I felt really great, how debilitated and how affected I've been by menopause, or affected. I'll never get it, y'all. I'll never get affected. At any rate, I felt so good the past 2 days that I have been on a tear of completing works in progress, of creating new content on my Pinterest. I've created new projects. I have all kinds of things percolating and actually getting done, that I realized that I've been so, what's the word? I just haven't gotten things done like I used to in like 2016, 2017, 2018, when I was premenopausal, when I just had my child, etc. So I'm realizing that I have a lot more to give to you all, a lot more to do with this channel. Anyhow, I want to talk punch needle first. My Oxford punch needle. I'm going to be doing a whole lot more punch needle the next few months because I feel like punch needle and winter and fall go together. I got this from the Woolery, which I mentioned in my last Craftcast where I went to. I showed you all me going to the Woolery, a huge purveyor of looms, weaving stuffs, punch needle, felting, wool, tufting. But I purchased these little bitty burlap leaves from the Dollar Tree. They're $1 or $1.05, I don't know. And I've been punch needling into them, but I didn't glue on the edges or sew on the edges. So when I was punching near the edge, it started to unravel. But I was trying to make a leaf for my Pinterest pins. But over here, if you see, I got a pretty, I don't know if you can see that. Let me rotate this. Over there, I've got like a little bunting that has come down, and it's all punch needle. So I really want to get into doing some more punch needle. I really enjoy it, but I found because these were so small that I couldn't put them on my punch needle frame, excuse me. And so I was having to, and you'll see it in, I'll put it up above either way, me doing this and how it's kind of dangerous because I could punch into my finger. So don't try it like I did. I started using my macrame board in order to punch through and hold, etc. Let me put that aside. I want to talk about the yarn that I mentioned in the last Craftcast that I got from Joanne Fabric. I always say Joanne's. I think it's Joanne Fabrics. So, here in the United States, I don't know if any of my Portuguese or Espanol speakers watch this podcast. But in case you do, it's in the United States only, I believe. But this macrame yarn or rope, so it has so many beautiful colors. I did a tutorial on my Pinterest for making the pumpkin spice placemats, which I already have a tutorial of that up in my video archive here on YouTube. But I use 9mm rope from All Yarn Drive, and I wanted to do it with macrame rope, and just to show people how to do finger knitting, which I've also done some knitting lately. I left my knitting project upstairs. I'll have to show you all in the next Craftcast podcast what I'm working on. I've been doing 3 different stitches. I haven't knitted anything in probably a year, but when it gets cozy, a little bit fall-like out, I like to pick up crochet and knitting, so anyhow, this rope, I like it and I don't like it. It's very soft. It was about $10.99 for, I'm not sure how much this came. It's Bernat Yarnspirations macrame rope. I don't like how it comes apart like this. So with macrame rope, and this is 5mm tri-braided, some of it can be very hard and some of it can be very loose, and you can easier comb it out and make it very fringy and beautiful like that. But usually I don't like to work with that kind of rope. Let me pull this down. Just as a comparison, this is rope from Knot and Rope Supply, and it really doesn't come unfurled as easily as this does. This was actually tri-braided as well, but when I unfurled this probably 2 years ago, it expanded because of moisture in the air. So just get a little scientific on you. I do prefer the quality of the rope from Knot and Rope Supply, which is in Ohio, and you can get bulk and it's less expensive. But when you need something dyed, because they don't offer a lot of dyed ropes, you have to go elsewhere. Like I used Ganzette for a very long time, and I still do. They're off Etsy now, and they have their own business, which I like. Use it a lot for my macrame tops and such. But in a pinch, if you're looking to make something and you need to go somewhere local and not wait for shipping and pay for shipping, go to Joanne, and they have like quite a few colors. And you can make some plant hangers. You can make pumpkin spice and finger knit placemats. You can make pumpkins with the Yarnspirations macrame rope. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a 7 for rope. I give Knot and Rope Supply rope a 9. So with that being said, I've been really wanting to make some bowls and work on a pattern for a bowl with different triangle and different colors patterns. So I just started working on this one night while listening to one of my favorite podcasts. I Love a Lifetime Movie with Naomi Ekperigin, the comedian, and Megan Gailey, the comedian. I binged it for like 3 hours the other day. So I'm working on another bowl pattern. Shift this piece, just hanging these pieces of rope and cutting them. It took me 2 hours. This part, just this part of the pattern, and it's not even a third done. This took me 2.5 hours. And if I was feeling sick with menopause, I wouldn't have been able to do this. So thank you, progesterone. Thank you, medical companies, pharmaceuticals. Thank you. Because, gosh, it's a vibe not feeling well. It really is. And I'm not a good one. So I'm going to have to cut and splice a lot of this because I'm getting so like from 3 cups of coffee today. Very strong coffee. My dad makes very strong coffee. Thanks, Dad. Over here is that vest that I was mentioning last year. I plan to finish this coming next week. But, guess what? It's all seamed together. I just have to tie in all the loose ends, which was going to take forever. But trust and believe, I will be wearing this out in these streets as is. I'm going to wear it with all the messy stuff hanging out without being put in, because just the amount of work that I've put into this, I need to go out and show it. I need to be showing people in the streets like what I've done. And if they want to talk about all the threads and whatnot and the loose ends and details that have been tied in, that's their problem. So I am a fashion icon, so what do they know? My dad complimented me on this today, you all. My dad complimented, he's like, did you make that? And I'm like, yeah, Dad, I made this and I made a YouTube video. He's like, I like it. And he's not one for compliments. So, you know, Dad like it. It's good. It's a good. So finished this. Gonna wear it tomorrow probably with some jeans or probably, I don't know, maybe some black biker shorts because that's what I wear every day because it's gonna be so hot. I finished these and the pattern's on Pinterest, so go ahead and save it for me so I can make some money. A very little amount of money, truly, but every time I wear these out. So since the last time I mentioned these, if I mentioned this on Pinterest or on YouTube, I have gotten so many compliments. It's like they're just eggs. It's just sunny side up. It's just over easy. It's like these didn't even take that much time, and really, truly, y'all can make them for yourselves. Someone liked these so much that she took a picture. She's like, I have to send this to my friends. I'm like, tell them to go to Pinterest and pick up a crochet hook and learn how to do it themselves, because this chick ain't making stuff for other people. And let me tell you why. And I've mentioned this way back when. Just this alone, this took probably 22 to 23 or 24 hours. Part of it is because I made some mistakes, and part of it is just like a lot of work. And of course, you can go to Target or you can go to wherever and just buy one made from China or wherever, India, for what, 20-something bucks. But there's something about making your own clothes that makes you appreciate things. This could probably be an heirloom at some point for my son, or I don't know. I hope to have this up, the tutorial on how to make the shorts and then the pants. It starts off as shorts within the next 3 to 5 days. I don't want to give it a specific date because I don't do deadlines, apparently. Part of my undiagnosed ADHD, I don't do deadlines, but I try to. I've been working furiously on it whenever I get a free moment. So I'll probably work on it in the morning after I drop my son off to school. He's going to Saturday school, which is nice. They're doing a makeup time because they've canceled a lot, which puts my life in a topsy-turvy anyhow. And yeah, I hope to have this finished with Bernat. I'm gonna figure out how to pronounce that. Yarnspirations deck maker yarn, my last skein. I'm making like a triangle pattern. Let me get it, let me show you. With square knots, and so yeah. And I love the way that it looks around the back. Let me go around the back. So I feel like it's reversible, but it kind of isn't. And you get this different look of it in the back. But it's a lot. It's one skein and it's a lot. I think that's over 6 feet of yarn in the middle. because that's where like your butt's gonna go, etc. Sorry if butt's too crude of a term. I've got some over here. This is the Wooleries rug yarn that I used to make that those leaves, punch needle leaves with. It got all tangled up, so I was untangling that. I haven't revisited this yet because I just need to percolate on the idea for it some more. Oh, here's something. I did a video tutorial on Pinterest on how to make a little cozy for a pumpkin, because I've already started collecting pumpkins, and so we need little patterns for the pumpkins. And this is some more of that macrame yarn from Joanne Fabrics. Now, let's see. I think that's about it that I wanted to cover today. I'd love to see any projects that watchers are creating for themselves. I'd love to see any of that. I do not use my Instagram, so if you want to send me a project, it's ellenthemoon@gmail.com, something that you've made that I've shown you how to make. I know people are out there making some of these things because they've told me, but I've only seen like one so far. Thanks for joining me on another Ellen the Moon podcast, where it's whatever fits my whimsy. I'll see you next week, and happy making.